It is important to open this rally by recognizing that this is the traditional land of the Mississauga of the New Credit First Nations, and we have called upon Gary Sue to open this event.
Bonjour, Ogajage Higanin Indijnika, Magazine Dodam, Mississauga and Dow, New Credit Dunji, Namkage Wen, Wasa Kabinjabang, Windishki Babigum, Kadakas and Water, we the Bimshana, we don't Mishna, Asia Pajago, Bakade, Asia Pajago, and in the Hamam there. We Jaga, we Bewishna, Asia Pajago. This prayer says, welcome, you've come far, we've waited long, come and partake of the same food that allies are hungry. And sometimes it's those words that need to be said when we have these rallies. I don't know how many times I've been confronted with, you have the right to remain silent. I know I have the right to remain silent, but I refuse to. I don't have the ability to be silent.
Pastors, sisters, and brothers, when you and I organized and we peacefully demonstrated on these streets, we had our heads smashed in. We were kettled. We had tear gas thrown at us. And we were detained upon the hundreds and hundreds. And to this, I say shame. But let us not forget that what happened last year during the G8 and G20 summits is only a glimpse of what racialized people, poor people, aboriginals, migrants, all over this country face each and every single day.
Police acted the way they did in June, because these are the same police officers that every day are in Jane and Finch, in St. Jamestown, illegally detaining, stopping, harassing, even assaulting young people of color, people from racialized communities, undocumented workers. It's clear that it's not just about civil liberties. It's about whose civil liberties are at stake, what messages are getting out, and whether those messages actually support the ruling class or the status quo. The government is spying with civil liberties if you're saying what they're saying, if you're supporting the right-wing agenda that they're pushing.
We were not going to accept this austerity plan being introduced by the Harper government and his attempt to sell that nonsense across the globe. And indeed, they've been somewhat successful when you take a look at what's happening in France, what's happening in Greece, what's happening in Ireland, and you take a look at the austerity program and the suffering it's causing average citizens in those communities. That's what we were out to protest.
Now the point is, yesterday was the G20. Today it's our brothers and sisters at COPW and at Air Canada. Tomorrow it's going to be students, tomorrow it's going to be tenants, it's going to be workers, transit workers, city workers, it's going to be all of us tomorrow. Question, austerity is here, we're going to have to confront that reality, and it's coming with a clenched fist. In the end, they intend to push through austerity, and they will use whatever means they can to attack us.
You know, a week before the G20, then Minister Stockwell Day said, Toronto will be invaded by dangerous anarchists. He said it in a press conference. And I said, there hasn't been a dangerous anarchist in Toronto since 1895.
I see violence and the sort of stereotype of a violent anarchist as a distraction from the main goals that has to be organizing workers, encouraging workers and communities to organize themselves. I think when you have a trade union movement that constantly capitulates to the bosses and demobilizes strikes, you're inevitably going to get an organic working class resistance that's looking, unfortunately, away from organized workers and seeks to create their own sort of insurrectionary moments in the streets. But I don't see any need amidst massive state violence and wars in Libya, Afghanistan, and a war in Iraq that's still ongoing to denounce harmless property destruction.
We have to build the bonds of solidarity and unity if we're going to be able to fight back. No one section of working class people is going to be able to do it alone. We are going to have to build unity to be able to fight. What's at stake is the future of our families, our children, our communities. This is what is at stake. We need to fight back. All power to the people.
United will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. people.